The grand assembly chamber floated like a crown above the swirling storms of the gas giant chorus. Its silver arches and crystalline domes shimmered in the reflected light of the system's twin suns, a monument to cooperation, or so the council claimed. Inside, the amphitheater stretched in tiered circles, filled with hundreds of alien delegates. Banners of empires draped across the walls, symbols of ancient power, each one more extravagant than the last. Whispers rippled through the chamber as the human delegation entered. Marcus Hale walked at the front, a solitary figure compared to the entourages of other worlds. He wore the midnight blue jacket of Earth's diplomatic corps, the crest of the United Nations gleaming on his chest. His stride was measured, his face impassive, though his jaw tightened slightly as laughter echoed from one side of the hall. Earth's representative arrives. One insectoid delegate clicked, its mandibles clattering in amusement. Short-lived mammals, thinking themselves statesmen. A reptilian envoy leaned toward its neighbor, voice carrying just enough to reach Marcus. Perhaps the council should humor them. Let them speak before we break their world. Marcus ignored the whispers and took his place at the human podium, a slender structure of polished alloy dwarfed by the ornate thrones around it. He set his datapad down, folded his hands, and raised his eyes toward the presiding chancellor. At the center of the chamber, Chancellor Vorkal of the Threx Dominion rose to full height. His scales gleamed like hammered bronze, his crest adorned with gold and gemstones. He towered above most species, his presence commanding immediate silence. When he spoke, his voice rumbled through the hall like a storm rolling over mountains. Esteemed delegates of the council, Vorkal began, spreading his clawed hands. We gather today to address a threat that festers on the edges of our enlightened order. A species reckless, unpredictable, and ambitious beyond its station. Humanity. Murmurs swelled, then hushed again as his slitted eyes swept across the room. Consider the pattern, Vorkal continued. They spread rapidly from their cradle world, colonizing nearby planets without permission. They experiment with weapons far beyond their comprehension. Their fleets, though laughably small, bristle with armaments. Their history is nothing but war after war, their hands eternally stained with the blood of their own kind. What will they do when they turn those hands outward? He leaned forward, letting the pause hang. The Dominion proposes a motion of preemptive invasion. Strike Earth now. Shatter its defenses before this pestilence can grow. If we fail to act, the contagion of human aggression will infect the galaxy. The chamber erupted. Some delegates laughed outright, deriding the notion of wasting fleets on a backwater planet. Others muttered uneasily, exchanging glances. A few nodded in grim agreement. Vorkal's mouth curved into a predatory smile. Let us not repeat the mistakes of history. How many times have young species been tolerated, only to become threats when left unchecked? We will not wait for humanity to become another rival empire. Crush them now, and be done with it. Marcus rose slowly. His voice, though calm, carried with practiced strength. Chancellor Vorkal, he said, your words are eloquent, but they reek of fear. The chamber stilled. Few dared to address the Dominion's leader so directly. You accuse my people of recklessness, Marcus continued. Yet it is you who propose extermination without provocation. You accuse us of ambition, yet it is you who covet conquest. You claim our history is violent, and it is true humanity has fought. But we have fought tyrants. We have fought invaders. We have fought empires that believe themselves eternal. None remain. Vorkal's crest flared with indignation. Do not twist your blood-soaked past into virtue, human. Your wars prove only that you are dangerous. They prove, Marcus countered, that we endure. Every time humanity has been cornered, we have resisted. Every empire that thought us weak is gone, but we remain. Is that not the very definition of strength? A ripple of unease spread through the chamber. Delegates shifted in their seats. The insected envoy clicked its mandibles in irritation. A feathered species tilted its head, thoughtful. Vorkal slammed his clawed hand against the rail of his dais. Strength? Your fleets are pitiful. The Dominion could send a single armada and glass your world in an hour. Do you deny it? Marcus' eyes narrowed. He kept his tone level. I do not deny that Earth is smaller, that our fleets are fewer. But do not mistake restraint for weakness. We have no desire to conquer. We seek only peace, trade, and cooperation. Yet make no mistake, if threatened, if attacked, we will resist with everything we possess. And those who come for us will not find easy prey. A low murmur swept the chamber, heavier now, more uncertain. A crystalline delegate whispered, "Arrogant words for such a small species." Another, a veteran of past wars, leaned forward, intrigued. Vorkal bared his teeth. "Empty bravado. The words of a species desperate to mask its fragility. Tell us, Ambassador Hale, what could Earth possibly unleash that the Dominion cannot withstand?" Marcus let the silence stretch. He allowed the council to lean in, curiosity piqued. Then he spoke quietly, so that the entire chamber strained to hear. "Try us." The words cut through the hall like a blade. For a moment there was no sound. Delegates stared at him, stunned by his audacity. Even those who had mocked him earlier now shifted uncomfortably, uncertain if he bluffed, or if something darker lay beneath his calm demeanor. Vorkal snarled, his scales bristling. "This council will hear your arguments, but know this, human, if you threaten us with riddles, we will treat you as the menace you are." Marcus inclined his head. "I do not threaten. I warn. There is a difference." The presiding moderator, a serene aquatic being, raised a fin to restore order. "The motion will be debated further before a vote is cast. Both sides will present evidence. The council will consider all testimony." The delegates settled reluctantly, though many eyes lingered on Marcus, weighing his words, wondering if Earth's envoy spoke truth or madness. Marcus sat again, his expression unreadable. Inside, his heart hammered, but he allowed no hint of it to show. The game had begun, and Earth's survival would depend on how well he played it. The chamber returned to order only in appearance. The tension hung like a charged storm. Delegates whispered in hushed tones, their voices rippling across the amphitheater. Some scoffed at Marcus Hale's defiance, others watched him with wary eyes, the seeds of doubt planted in their minds. The presiding moderator raised a translucent fin. "The council shall now hear arguments. Each voice may question, and each side may answer." Chancellor Vorkal stood first, as expected. His scaled bulk leaned forward, his crest glittering beneath the chamber's lights. His voice thundered, meant to dominate rather than persuade. "This human," he gestured toward Marcus with contempt, "speaks as though his species is more than it is. Their fleets number in the dozens, not thousands. Their colonies are fragile outposts. Their technology is stolen fragments. The Dominion could annihilate them with a single campaign. This is fact, not rhetoric." Several delegates nodded in agreement. The insectoid envoy clicked in approval. The crystalline representative murmured, "Indeed, why tolerate such volatility?" Vorkal pressed his advantage. "What arrogance to claim endurance as strength. Parasites endure too. Will we see parasites among us as equals?" The insult drew laughter from his allies. Yet Marcus did not flinch. He waited for the echoes to die before rising. His calm, deliberate manner contrasted sharply with the Dominion's aggression. "You call us parasites," Marcus said, voice carrying across the chamber. "Yet your own Dominion thrives on conquest, consuming world after world. We expand, yes, but through resilience, not chains. Every step into the void has been earned, every colony built from struggle, not plunder." Vorkal's eyes narrowed. "You admit your weakness, then? Struggle is the word of the powerless." Marcus' lips curved slightly. "Is it weakness to struggle and endure, Chancellor? History suggests otherwise. Let me remind this council, no human nation ever yielded quietly. Empires ruled us, yes, but they all fell. We toppled them. Not once, not twice, but time and again. Each collapse forged us harder than before." He looked around the chamber, meeting alien gazes one by one. "You laugh at our small fleets. But Earth's history is littered with moments where we stood against overwhelming force, and survived. We have never been the largest, nor the strongest. But those who thought us easy prey learned otherwise. A feathered delegate shifted uneasily. You speak as though your people revel in blood. We do not, Marcus replied. We seek peace. But peace must be chosen freely. When threatened, humanity does not bow. That is the difference. Vorkal sneered. Fine words, human. Yet words are all you have. Against my armadas, what do you bring? Passion? Defiance? Such things burn quickly when ships rain fire. Marcus' eyes locked on him. His tone cooled. Passion and defiance have broken empires larger than yours, Chancellor. And when humanity is cornered, we do not burn, we ignite. The chamber stirred. The crystalline delegate tilted its head, studying Marcus with new interest. The aquatic moderator leaned forward slightly, sensing the duel deepening. Vorkal's tail lashed in irritation. Bold claims. Empty. If your people were forced to face a true war, you would collapse in days. Marcus allowed himself a thin smile. Would we? Ask history's ghosts. Ask the conquerors who underestimated us. Their names are forgotten. Ours remains. An insected delegate clattered angrily. You boast of the past, but the council deals in present strength. If the Dominion struck tomorrow, would your Earth stand? Marcus turned toward it, answering without hesitation. Yes. And not only stand, we would bleed the invader until they cursed the day they set eyes on our world. A low ripple of voices filled the chamber. Some scoffed, yet others shifted uneasily. Marcus pressed the advantage. You measure fleets in numbers, he said. We measure resolve. A single human with nothing left to lose is more dangerous than an army. We do not fight for glory, or tribute, or empire. We fight for survival. And survival makes us relentless. Vorkal slammed his clawed fist onto his podium, the sound echoing like a drumbeat. Enough of riddles! Admit it, human, you cannot stand against the Dominion's fleets. Say it plainly before this council, Earth is powerless. Marcus did not answer immediately. He let the silence draw out, his gaze steady. Delegates leaned forward, waiting for his capitulation. Instead, he spoke with quiet certainty. Perhaps we cannot match your numbers today. Perhaps our fleets are fewer, our colonies smaller. But make no mistake, Chancellor, if you invade Earth, you will not leave. The words cut the air like a blade. A hush fell. Delegates who moments ago smirked now exchanged uneasy glances. Even those loyal to Vorkal hesitated, unsettled by Marcus' composure. Vorkal bared his teeth. Lies. Bluff. Show us this phantom strength of yours. Marcus leaned forward, his voice dropping just enough to force the entire hall to strain toward him. With pleasure. The line landed like a hammer. Gasps spread through the assembly. Some delegates laughed nervously, unsure whether Marcus was mad or dangerous. Others stared in silence, sensing a storm gathering behind the man's words. Vorkal's eyes blazed. You dare mock this council with riddles and threats? You will regret this insolence. I mock no one, Marcus said evenly. I speak truth. You demand proof? Then proof you shall have. The moderator raised its fin again, voice steady but tinged with unease. Ambassador Hale will present his evidence at the next session. The chamber will adjourn for recess. The hall buzzed with energy as delegates rose, their voices overlapping in speculation. Some laughed, convinced the human bluffed. Others whispered of weapons hidden in the dark, secrets Earth might have concealed. Marcus stepped back from the podium, his face unreadable. Inside, he felt the weight of the gamble. Tomorrow he would reveal what Earth had built in silence, what no alien expected from a backwater species. Vorkal glared at him across the chamber, scales flaring with rage. Tomorrow, human! Tomorrow we strip away your lies. Marcus met his gaze without blinking. Or tomorrow, Chancellor, you finally understand the truth. He turned and walked from the podium, leaving a trail of whispers in his wake. For the first time since humanity joined the Council, the chamber no longer laughed at Earth. Now it wondered. The Grand Assembly reconvened under a tension thicker than the air itself. Delegates filled their tiers in silence, the usual chatter absent. Word of Marcus Hale's promise had spread across the orbital station overnight, each retelling more embellished than the last. Some whispered that Earth had secret fleets hidden in deep space. Others claimed it was bluff, a desperate gambit from a cornered species. The moderator's voice carried through the chamber. We now resume deliberation on the motion of preemptive invasion. Ambassador Hale has claimed evidence. He will present it before this council. All eyes turned toward Marcus. He rose from the human podium with deliberate calm, his shoulders squared, his face unreadable. He tapped his datapad, and the chamber dimmed as a projection unfolded above the central floor. At first, it was only Earth, blue oceans, white clouds, a fragile jewel suspended in black. Some delegates scoffed, muttering that sentimentality was not evidence. Marcus let them jeer for a moment before the image shifted. Orbiting Earth appeared vast constructs, sleek rings bristling with barrels, platforms hidden in the planet's shadow, stations anchored at Lagrange points. Railguns the size of skyscrapers, plasma batteries mounted on artificial moons. Cameras zoomed, showing their scale compared to human ships that looked like insects beside them. A hush rippled across the chamber. These, Marcus began, voice steady, are Earth's orbital defense platforms. Built in silence, concealed from prying eyes, prepared not for conquest, but for survival. Each is capable of delivering kinetic or plasma strikes powerful enough to annihilate a capital ship in seconds. He paused, then activated another sequence. The footage shifted to a test range near Jupiter. A captured Dominion cruiser, stripped of crew but intact, floated on the screen. Coordinates flashed. Then came the strike. A lance of light erupted from a hidden cannon station. The Dominion cruiser disintegrated in an instant. No explosion, no prolonged burn. 1 second it existed, the next it was gone, atoms scattered into space. The silence in the chamber was absolute. Marcus let the image hang before speaking again. You see arrogance as strength, Chancellor Vorkal. We see survival as necessity. Humanity builds not for empire, but for deterrence. For every ship you bring, one of these will answer. Invade Earth, and your fleets will not return. The crystalline delegate finally spoke, voice a soft chime. Impossible. A younger species could not advance so far, so quickly. Marcus turned his gaze toward them. Impossible is what every empire said before they collapsed at our hands. We learn. We adapt. And we build faster than anyone expects. Vorkal leapt from his throne, his voice a snarl. This is fabrication. Lies woven to frighten cowards. These images are false, your so-called weapons illusions. The Dominion cannot be challenged by vermin. Marcus tapped his pad again. Sensor data appeared alongside the footage, energy signatures, telemetry, neutral records from Council probes near Jupiter's orbit. Independent sources confirmed the destruction. Delegates leaned forward, scanning the data. A heavy-set Ursine Anva muttered, the readings are authentic. Energy output matches no known system but exceeds Dominion plasma arrays. Vorkal's crest flared, but his protests faltered. His roar carried desperation now, not certainty. If this is true, then Earth is dangerous beyond measure. They must be eradicated before they spread these abominations. The aquatic moderator's tone was calm but edged with finality. Or perhaps, Chancellor, they must be left unprovoked. Murmurs spread. Delegates once aligned with Vorkal now whispered in uneasy tones. Fear replaced mockery. Humanity was no longer a curiosity, but a shadow looming over them all. Marcus raised his voice, delivering his final words. We came to this council seeking peace, not war. We offered trade, knowledge, friendship. Yet from the moment we arrived, some saw only weakness. You thought to invade, enslave, or exterminate us. Now you see the truth. We are not weak. We do not yield. And if you bring chains to Earth, you will leave in ashes. His voice dropped, quiet but deadly certain. Invade Earth? Are you insane? Silence gripped the chamber. No delegate laughed. No one mocked. Even Vorkal's allies shifted away from him, unwilling to be tied to his fury. The moderator raised its fin. The council shall now vote. All in favor of the motion of preemptive invasion? A scattering of hands, claws, and appendages rose, far fewer than the day before. Even among the Dominion's traditional allies, hesitation reigned. All opposed? The chamber filled with a forest of gestures. The motion was struck down. Vorkal slammed his claws against his dais, his roar echoing, but it was the cry of a predator denied its kill. His eyes locked on Marcus with venom. This is not finished, human. The Dominion remembers. We will not forget. Marcus met his gaze without blinking. Neither will Earth. The vote concluded, the assembly adjourned. Delegates filed out in uneasy silence, their thoughts burdened by the image of cannons circling a small blue world. Rumors would spread, alliances would shift, and fear would ripple outward across the galaxy. Marcus stood alone at his podium, watching them go. He did not smile, nor show triumph. His duty was not finished. This victory was survival, not safety. The galaxy would watch Earth with wary eyes now, not dismissive ones. As he turned to leave, his words lingered in the chamber like a specter. Invade Earth? Are you insane?